that we would want to clarify from them. Because again, they have been deemed as a super family from Season 13. But what do you think is the difference between the two roamers? Because we haven't really seen Spider Miles play, but now Brusco seem to be finding the right fit here for the side of Fnatic Onyx.
I think Perks is more of an engaged type of roamer, while Brusco sometimes can also do that, but he's more fit with with roamers that actually give space. That's why the reason they pulled out a Hylos yesterday is that it soaks up a lot of attention, not just damage but also attention. And the way it works is that you use these types of players that know their limits and play around that. But now we are in the draft here.
That's fast.
Fnatic Onyx picks up the Fanny first pick for their side. King Kong, the smile on his face. He said it yesterday. He's not as good on the assassins, but hell to that, you know? King Kong.
Nah.
We all know what's true.
King
we
Kong,
all know what's true.
We've seen you for like, I don't know how long we've seen you in this league, but one thing is for sure. What you said yesterday was a lie.
Yeah, it was a lie.
Stop capping.
We have a lie detector right here. You were capping.
You were capping. You were caught red-handed. But on the other side, it is going to be Blacklist International on the red side as well, with the Edith and the Valentina, Harith and Fanny. Fnatic Onyx already releasing their main damage dealers here for both their sides.
This sucks for Blacklist International. I mean, you're confident with the Edith and Val. It's a nice two-pick combination. Edith kind of works against the Harith, but it's just that you give out Harith, probably the best goal laner in the current patch, and alongside the Fanny. And mind you, Kelra is going to be the one who's going to be handling the Harith.
I think if it's like a normal player, like a regular player, it's like, all right, it's manageable, but then it's Kelra. And you have that the Hylos as well. The Hylos, I think, has been present for 100% of days. Like every day, there's a Hylos. Every day, another Hylos.
Every day, there's a horse.
Yeah. Man, I cannot believe it. Because like Hylos has been nowhere to be found from Season 13, from the past few seasons. And then all of a sudden, he's starting there, choking up the damage. And then at some point in time, flexible between the EXP and their own position. Claude is going to be the choice here for Bonchan and the rest of the agents to go up against Kelra's Harith. But outplayed, if there's anything we know about this guy, he also plays a mean Claude.
Yeah, it's a good Claude player. Honestly, it's also a good matchup against the Harith, because you are able to sort of like taper off the momentum that the Harith can get, especially in the late game, because you're just a better late game marksman. But do think that Harith is not that weak in the late game. Like, he doesn't really scale off. But it's unlike Claude that just has unlimited potential in the late game.
He's
but the thing is, with this Claude pick, they don't have early game setups yet. And your main threat for Fnatic Onyx is the ability to snowball with the Fanny in the early game.
It has to be in the early game now. Also, for the side of Blacklist International, they're going to be looking for those answers. I was honestly thinking of a Nolan, but again, it was caught by the side of Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Good call from Coach Wine up there. It's going to be, a little difficult for the side of Blacklist International to just find something in the early game, because they have, safety and insurances up until the later portions of the match. But if you're the side of Blacklist here, what's like something that you want, but you feel like FNOP is gonna ban?
Hayabusa, maybe? I think FNOP is gonna ban a Hayabusa, but we all know MP the King. He's been playing a lot of weird heroes even before this patch came to be.
Even the Bane.
Yeah, the Bane jungle is still open for Blacklist International, and also, quite possibly, the Hanzo.
Right. I remember the Hanzo. It was played, I believe, by Smart Omega during the very first day of our league. And this time, let's see if that's going to be the case here. Arlott is banned as well for the side of Blacklist International. They don't want to give any sort of setups here for the side of FNOP. But, teams start to use Hylos as a setup hero, not directly, but it kind of like initiates the fight wherein there's nowhere else to go for the rest of the members of whoever is facing that Hylos.
Yeah, all right. Good heads-up ban for Fnatic Onyx. They just banned the Kufra instead of looking for a different jungler.
Safety.
They just don't want the Harith and the Fanny countered on the side of Blacklist International. And Perks is a very good Kufra player too. So now it begs the question for Blacklist International. What do you put on Robe? Do you put Edith Roam against the Hylos, which isn't really that great, but the thing is, you don't even know if the Hylos goes XP or Roam at this point. So might as well go for the Matilda, look for the escape. This is the same lineup that what was this? This is the same lineup that Aurora ran against them.
Ooh.
The Matilda versus the Harith.
All right, all right. There may be something there. There may be something there that they could work on for this game number 1. Because in terms of like team fight and early game damage, I feel like King Kong's gonna have a field day in like the first few minutes of this game. But it depends on how the Matilda's gonna go, especially when it is gonna be on the hands of Perks using this Matilda. Now, if you're a Fnatic Onyx Philippines, you still have a lot of choices for the EXP, or maybe Hylos could even be your EXP lane position, right? A lot of flexibility there.
Or Aurora maybe in the mid. Oh, Julian in the mid.
All right, all right.
Okay.
And then the final one's going to be Cho. Just like usual, I think we've seen a lot of that. What do you think about that final trophy?
Thing is, I don't even know if this is a Roam Cho or XP Cho, because we've seen a lot of XP Chos recently.
Oh man, that's true.
But the thing is, both of them buy Thunderbolt, which is going to become a problem for Blacklist International. There goes the Bane. As we've said earlier, Bane kind of feels nice in this game. You are able to sort of like deal with the Hylos when he goes in with the Shark Bite. And of course, it's a good counter against the Harith and the Fanny. But my concern is there's a lot of catch on the side of Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Not really just straight up engages, but also just closing the gap onto the side of Blacklist International. But the good thing is they have a Matilda.
Yeah, what you mean here is they have a lot of ISO plays. They can play isolation, one-on-one. It's going to be easy for them to just maneuver and get an easy kill without even a conversion from the side of Blacklist International. So Blacklist might have to stick together here, especially with the Matilda being added into their lineup. Both teams have already locked in their respective heroes, and I'm sure that all of them are going to be relying on this Bane for the early portions of the game. A good hero that could possibly secure objectives, but at the same time, if you're looking at a catch from Hylos, at a catch from, the Cho, and especially the Cutthroat from the Fanny, I feel like it is really going to pose a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But we're going to find that, or we're going to find more of that out in this game, because this is the first time this season that both of these teams are going to be matching up.
Yep. And again, as you've said, there is a lot of threat on the side of Fnatic Onyx with the early game momentum that they can have, especially on the Fanny, the Cutthroats. Once King Kong gets level 4, there is that engaged factor from both the the Julian and the Hylos. It's not just the Hylos that can set up for Fnatic Onyx. Actually, 3 heroes on their side can set up against Blacklist International. So for Blacklist, you do need to take care of your cores in the early game. But the problem is you have 2 cores that you have to take care of. The Claude in the gold lane and also the Bane in the jungle.
And honestly, if you are Blacklist, you're gonna have to try to be safe in the laning stages of this match. Because one wrong move, then it's already like early game scaling absolutely for the side of Fnatic Onyx. So you have to make sure to just try to get those last hits on those minions as early as possible, and then try to contest for those turtles only when you can manage to do them. Buy a little bit more time is the story of the game for the side of Blacklist International, as not a lot of things are currently happening on the map, just securing a bunch more objectives, but it is Fnatic Onyx that is starting to get a little bit more than that.
This is the beauty of the Julian, like level 3, you don't even need level 4, you have all spells to your arsenal, so you don't really need to look for wave pricing in the early game. That's the reason why Fnatic Onyx is already engaging onto MP the King, and that's the first blood being drawn by the Sonics.
Isolated. He was caught red-handed walking into the river, and that fish, octopus, if I should say, I don't even know.
Squid.
But whether, okay, all right, squid. That squid is getting back into base, and this is going to be the same reason.
One more hit.
Oh my
One
goodness.
more hit. All right.
He was outplayed by outplayed, and that so far is going to be 1-1 for the side of Blacklist. You'll take that if you're them.
This is a big blunder from Super Prince, especially with the flicker commitment. One more hit would have done the job, but he didn't feel like the damage was enough. And outplayed, gets 1 kill in the turn. And yeah, you take that trade any day because they also got Turtle.
Yeah, they did get a Turtle, but Kellera in the same way got a little bit more gold from those energy shields. He's going to be using it a lot here. Here we go.
Oh, the jump and the Cutthroat from King Kong. Look at the cable swing from the Fanny. And the return kill from Fnatic Onyx is there. Haji goes down.
Yo, King Kong was like, you know what? Why are you hurting my bro? Why are you over there? You shouldn't be there. As you take a look at the Infinix hand cam as well,
Yep.
King Kong's fast hands are going to be there off the essence. But my goodness, good escape coming in from Kelra to
Bottom
just
lane.
take himself out. But in the same manner, it's going to be King Kong and the rest of the members there at the bottom lane. It's, I believe, Lord JM trying to, control that Fanny. That's going to be the main catch of theirs heading forward into the later match.
Yeah, like the key word is catch. Blacklist International has to catch the Fanny and the Harris, especially in the mid game. But we've seen Keldra already pop the Purify earlier on. Perks shooting a lot of damage. Good thing there's a shield with the Mathilda after the Guiding Wind. But again, you already start feeling it like Fnatic Onyx. It's not even like, the peak of their, their power spike. It's just a preview of what's to come.
Yeah, I'm curious about what build specifically Perks is going to be going for here. Because in terms of like the early game damage, of course, he's going to be there. But in the same way, if you take a look at it, it's only more on like book and the mana regeneration coming in from the Matilda.
Yeah.
So he hasn't really built up as much compared to the others who have already secured a bit more of those items. Pretty tied up also in terms of the gold department just because of the fact that Outplayed got a kill on the other side. But it was Kelra who got more of those energy shields.
Yeah, but look at mid lane. Again, another attempt from Fnatic Onyx. Haji with the double dash. Got throat from King Kong. Very good bait from Fnatic Onyx. Kirk went and didn't go for the kick. But the double dash from the Valentina was already used, and King Kong gets a free kill.
Yo, he just waited until there was nothing left else to move.
Kirk with the kick. He's finding the angles. The Kirkidek is in action, but there's the Guiding Wind from Perk, saving the king of Blacklist International. But the other king is just taking the turtle.
Now, that's one of the perks of having Perks there, right? Just, getting out of situations.
Have an access.
And like, all right, I'm out. All right, skadoosh, goodbye, everyone. But that's also the case for the turtle.
Well
and at the same time, it's King Kong again.
Look at the dives. Harris with the Salmon Force, blazing through it, does no damage whatsoever. Flicker out. Actually, not Flicker, Purify and Beam My Out. But Outplay, he goes back in. Keller has no mana. Haji, can he go for the punish? No. Purify also from Perks has been used. But Fnatic Onyx, they're not done yet. Bottom lane, there's a kick onto the Edith. And King Kong, no ultimate yet, but the cables not dealing enough damage. Lord J might be able to get out with the Primal Wrath, but Kirk with Thunderbolt slow. And again, another set of cables onto the Edith.
Now you see the sarcasm that King Kong has during the recent interview yesterday. He says that he kind of sucks with using the assassins, and now why we say that he's capping. He's currently
a liar.
5-0-0 using this Fanny. All of those isolation plays are clearly working for the Sonics. Meanwhile, for Blacklist International, they have secured, a kill that went on to the best hero. That is Outplayed, but Kirk is going to be followed here by the rest of the members of Blacklist. They want to go or not, just secure more objectives as the Lord is going to be there. Or should I say the Turtle is going to be present in 45 seconds or less. A major thing that they've also got in a turret up top.
Yep, map control is everything here for Fnatic Onyx, preventing the Claude from being able to farm up towards the late game. And Super Prince, again, the Julian, does not need a lot of farm. King Kong once again tries to go for the bait. Doesn't use the cutthroat as he knows there's a lot of dangerous heroes lurking on the side of Blacklist.
Midnight, that's so difficult now for the side of Blacklist to just, find and secure their objectives so safely, because it's been a problem from them right from the start. They are unable to get an objective, to get a turtle. Maybe one because of an extra group up tactic that they did during the first turtle, but on the other hand, nevertheless, it's still going to be right now.
Brusco soaking up a lot of damage. He does have the Revitalize and the Glorious Pathway. However, Blacklist International will just try to go for the trade onto the top lane because they really cannot contest this turtle from Fnatic Onyx.
Yeah, there's just a little too much damage. A downpour on the offensive here for the side of Fnatic Onyx Philippines. And maybe it's a trade, but in the same way, that is not going to be allowed by the side of Blacklist. Instead, it's going to be a push again.
Ooh, Purify from Outplayed alongside the BMI, but they catch up with a Glorious Pathway. Blazing duet used by Outplayed.
Oh,
but
no.
Here comes Stefani from the backside. Cutthroat onto Haji. He goes down. He's not done yet. He's looking for more. Unfortunately, he does not have the energy. But Kelra has the mana. He takes on Perks. Flicker out from Super Friends. He's going to be able to get out. Shark Bite from the Bane. But Kirk with the knockup.
What?
One more chase from Fnatic Onyx. They might be able to take out Lord JM here. Oh, but flip back and onto the Primal Wrath. He's going to be able to get out.
Don't tell me.
But King Kong once again lurking in the shadows. And Lord JM gets kicked once again. Kelra with his Almond Force. He does not want to end this fight. He wants to look for more.
And Blacklist International just being tossed aside one after another, courtesy of those Jit Condos coming in from Kirk, who now has 4 assists in this game. Brusco being the sponge, the defensive sponge for Fnatic Onyx Philippines to just get those damage outputs from Blacklist, and then it's gonna be up to Kelra to, you know, dish out the damage. He's not even part of a lot of team fights because it's King Kong that's finishing them off for good. Super Prince was almost, you know, dead over there on the top side, but it's not gonna matter because Kirk is gonna be here in the middle.
JM catches Kelra, but he does have the Purify. He's not using it yet, and now has burned it because outplayed, used the Blazing Duet. And Blacklist International, they are gonna be able to save their mid lane turret. A lot of resources expended on the side of Fnatic Onyx. Purify on Kelra, as well as a glorious pathway plus the flicker from Kirk.
Yeah, they can't lose this middle lane turret. This is going to be the most important objective that they should have for the next couple of minutes, because again, the Lord is going to be there, and in case they lose that, they lose a little bit of those wave management that would be easier with that middle lane turret, and also the buffs accessible for them on that side.
Yeah, every second counts here for Blacklist International. Fnatic Onyx, they're just closing the map, the roads of Blacklist towards the inevitable comeback with the claw. But Fnatic Onyx, again, very identical to all their games. They're still looking for engages here. Lord JM once again gets kicked, but the Harris has not used the Diamond Force yet. They are in front of the Lord. This is going to be a Lord dance for both sides, but Fnatic Onyx, they want to engage. Super Prince is looking for the angle, and outplayed, BMI's out. And they're going to try to burst on the Lord, but they're still coming back here. Lord J with the primal wrath. He's hurting Kirk. He's hurting Kirk. Kirk might go down. No, the choke gets lit. The choke's able to live. Oh no, he dies, but on the backside, Fnatic Onyx engages on the Blacklist International, but the safety net off the Bane. Diamond Force has been used by Kelra, though. He's not able to take out the target. But he wants MP the King in the front line. Is able to save that team fight here for Blacklist International alongside Lord JM.
There is no other way to say this, but Blacklist might have just turned things around. What a beautiful catch coming in from Lord JM. I have to say, he landed that kill using the flicker to catch Kirk red-handed. As we take a look at this one, the Cho was already down. Lord JM was right here on the other side, and it was the resident members of Fnatic Onyx Philippines that was trying to surround them from the other side. Kelra was also trying to fight on his own, but the problem was the catch from Lord JM, making 2 clutch plays to get the Lord for the side of Blacklist International.
Oh, Fnatic Onyx, as much as they want to engage versus Blacklist International, they have to engage into the Bane ultimate. It's going to be very hard to move around those areas because you have to deal with the damage output, the crowd control, as well as the positioning of Lord JM.
Yo, Midnight Fish, our friends, not food, did not work for them at that time. It was just too much. The damage was too much to take for the side of Fnatic Onyx Philippines. And not only that, the extra bump, the extra knockup paid dividends for the agents, for them to regain some floor, for them to regain some ground. And now, from being 4.5k down in this game, they are now just by 1,000 in terms of gap. But look at this. King Kong's going to be trying to go instead, but that might not be the greatest decision because Perks followed to his death.
A little blunder from the Mathilda. He thought he could knock up King Kong in time for Blacklist International to re-engage. But again, it's a reset for both sides. Fnatic Onyx still holding the gold lead. Very high margins of gold here in the course on the side of Fnatic Onyx, but Blacklist International, they're catching up. You already have the War Axe and Thunderbelt on the Bane, plus the Brute Force Breastplate just to add more survivability and as well as a little bit more damage. But now he's building towards, I think that was a Blade of Despair or even a Malefic Roar. I'd rather prefer the Malefic Roar, honestly, for the penetration.
You have the Claude, very agile heroes from the side of Blacklist International, and if they want to engage, there's no way to go but full engage 100%. There is no backing out from that because Brusco is going to have a glorious pathway forward.
Yeah.
He's never going to put it backward unless emergency calls for it.
Yeah, it's like you take the glory from the path.
Yeah.
Because now it's an exit pathway.
Oh man, it's like a walk of shame.
It's a walk of shame.
And
it's a shameful pathway.
Right? It's called a glorious pathway for a reason.
You use it use it onward.
You don't want it to be called the path of shame.
Yeah.
Because the path of shame is going to be you going back to the base. And now, just like what we were talking about a while ago during the break, Blacklist International is starting to group up. They have noticed that, you know, the lead is slowly being worked on here. Super Prince, that was a close call. I mean, it was almost right there. But Blacklist, or should I say Fnatic Onyx Philippines, having very good sense of awareness, knowing where the rest of the members of the agents are.
Now, they're just swinging back and forth between opposite side of the map.
They're trying to find someone.
They're trying to find someone as well as slow pushing the opposite lane of the Lord. And now, might see a very, very dragged out Lord dance here, considering that both checklists are fulfilled here for Fnatic Onyx and Blacklist International.
Might be ready to go here. The rest of the members of Fnatic Onyx Philippines are still hiding. It's only Brusco, King Kong, and Kelra, even Super Friends, finally showing themselves here.
Look at this!
But this is just half. Oh, they reset it. They're going to be resetting it, Blacklist International.
That's a fanny still. You know, you have to make sure that the fanny is out of the lore before you take it out. And now he goes back. Haji steals the kick, but Bane with a deadly catch alongside the Retribution is able to steal the Lord for Fnatic Onyx, but the kick. Kirk is able to secure the kill onto MP the King here for Fnatic Onyx, but they're not done yet. Blacklist International, again, they're clapping back. The damage output from Outplayed is just too much.
Yeah, that was a very good of a gamble here from the side of Blacklist International. They got what they wanted. Outplayed being cut to half his health, but they're still going to be alive courtesy of Perks. Lord walking down. Blacklist International is starting to completely turn this around. Fnatic Onyx Philippines would still have a lead in terms of the gold, but they no longer have a lot of those turrets available. Only the ones at the middle and at the top. The inhibitor might be the case here for them unless Fnatic Onyx Philippines wants to do something.
Just kick. Zaman Force has been used by Keller to defend the Lord. And Blacklist International, they're going to have to give this one to Fnatic Onyx. They're not going to be able to break the base for today, but they live to fight for another day.
Yeah, honestly, they haven't gotten a lot from that Lord, actually, because Fnatic Onyx Philippines would still have something here. It was almost a Lord JM trying to get something over there with the Earth Shatter, but that's not going to happen. Although there's a lot here going on.
The kick!
My goodness!
From Haji Kirk! Kirk got outplayed. He thought he was going to be able to look for a target, but Haji, he knew what was about to happen, and he did it first. He was one step ahead of Fnatic Onyx, and now Blacklist International is in front of the base. But Fnatic once again, Lord JM eating the damage output. The Julian flicker in from Lord JM. Did not catch anybody, but the oh my goodness, the ultimate from MP the King once again. But Blazing Duet, alright, does not hit anyone. Keldra is still going to be able to chase here. No Purify, however, and also the Zaman Force has been expended. Brusco looking for an opening here versus Blacklist International. Lord JM with the flicker was a big blunder here for the side of Blacklist.
Yeah, that was a good note there from the side of Fnatic Onyx Philippines. It was Super Friends, I believe, who kind of did the knock-up, and then Kirk, in the same way, was just trying to distract the attention of the rest of the members of Blacklist International from getting one major objective that could have been fatal. Because again, that's an inhibitor. That's super minions if you manage to surrender that specific objective. Good thing, though, for Fnatic Onyx is that Kelra got another kill. This is going to help him to, again, continue to farm and scale up and get that final item that could possibly be very handy in the upcoming team fight, because the Lord is going to be present within 30 seconds.
Yeah, both sides, they have the damage, they have the items. It's just a matter of execution now and also the strength of your composition. MP the King just purchased the Winter Crown just to be able to get out of the Zaman Force, as well as the onslaught of engagement from the side of Fnatic Onyx, especially with Kirk just tunneling vision onto this Bane.
Yeah, if you are Fnatic Onyx Philippines, you're kind of fighting this 4-on-5. Because King Kong, if you're found out, you're kind of dead. Like, it's going to be difficult for you to fight and get through the Lord, so the only way for you to secure that objective is via a drive-through.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to have to use those mechanical skills to just get the retribution.
Oh, Kirk,
but he's going to go.
He's looking for a kick here, but he knows there's a Winter Crown. King Kong with the cables here. Brusco with the Shames of Pathway, and Blacklist International again with the deadly catch outplayed. Alright, no Blazing Duet target, but it's fine. The damage is there from MP the King. He's going to be able to take out the tower, the heroes on the side of Fnatic, but Super Prince is looking for a Benny Cutie moment, but Haji is here. He has kicked. Super Prince is going to be forced to get out, get back to his base, and Fnatic Onyx loses that team fight.
It is now the side of Blacklist International who are in cruise control. Fnatic Onyx Philippines wanting to just get what they can get, especially with what happened in that previous team fight. A shameless pathway or shameful pathway was led there by Brusco because they had no other means for escape, and they might finish this one.
They're looking for the end angle. Super Prince dodges. The knockup from the Matilda flicker out by the Julian. Kirk looking for an engage, but he does not find it. King Kong, there's not enough cables in the world to save you from this game. Deadly catch from Blacklist International, and they shut down the Fanny. One cannon in the mid is all it's gonna take for Blacklist International to take one game from Fnatic Onyx, and they smell it. This is the new code, this is the update, and Fnatic Onyx, they will lose game number 1.